Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Just Bulldogs podcast. This week, in this episode, I will be going over Bulldogs taking on the North Queensland Cowboys. This week on Saturday afternoon, round 27, final round of the season. Before we get into the podcast, just want to say, previous episode of the podcast right now is with the All Things Bulldogs team. Did a podcast, a live stream with Michael from All Things Bulldogs on their YouTube channel. Just want to say thanks to Michael for having me on. Make sure to check that out on the All Things Bulldogs YouTube channel. You can find some more of them on a Facebook group as well. So appreciate them having me on. It was a pretty good episode. So make sure to check that out if you want a bit more content, a bit more of a longer version as well. Went for a couple of hours. So if you're looking for something to sort of get a lot out of, make sure to check that out. But once again, thank you for having me on, Michael. But we will get into this week's preview of the Bulldogs going up against the North Queensland Cowboys. Heading into this one as favourites, a little bit surprising. We've got a couple of key players missing, but $1.73 to Cowboys, $2.10. This is a matchup to lock in fifth position. Winner will, guaranteed fifth spot, play against whoever comes eighth and get a home final. Loser, best case finishes sixth, but potentially finishes seventh. We'll play the Manly Sea Eagles, and if Manly win, you'll have to play them. I think as Bulldogs fans and the Cowboys, I think both teams would prefer to play the teams looking to scrape into the eight. Looks like it's going to be either the Knights or the Dolphins. Bulldogs have very good wins against both of those teams recently, so ideally we win this game and have to play against get to play against one of those, but confident the Bulldogs will perform against whoever they play against in the first week of the finals, but can't look too far ahead. We've got a big game this week to play up and Cowboys. We'll jump into the team list. We'll go through the Cowboys team quickly first. They have Scott Drinkwater at fullback, Carl Felt and Murray Taulagi on the wings, Viliami Valet and Murray and Valentine Holmes, in the centres. Tom Dearden, their captain at 5'8", with Jake Clifford at halfback. Harlem Lukey and Jeremiah Nana in the back row. Ruben Cotter, co-captain in the lock jersey. On their bench, Sam McIntyre, Thomas McKaylee, Harrison Edwards and Griffin Neame. Jackson, Marley Gain and Tom Chester on their extended. A couple of tough ones there. Sorry about those. Bulldogs team list. We have Connor Tracy at fullback, Gerald Skelton and Josh Adokar on the wings, Jacob Kiraz and our captain Stephen Crichton in the centres, Drew Hutchison in at 5'8" with Toby Sexton at halfback, our front row Max King and Sam Hughes with Reid Money at dummy half, our back row Jacob Preston and Viliami Kickout with Jamin Salmon at lock. On the bench, Bailey Hayward, Curtis Moran, Harry Hayes and Josh Curran, and on the extended, Blake Taff, Underhill, Eli Clark, Lipboy Hopboy and Jonathan Sewer. And Jared Sutton is the ref for this one. Should be a very good game. A bit of a preview for what's to come in the finals. We had a big game last week. We couldn't come away with a win. But though it didn't look like we were very competitive until the final minutes, we did keep it relatively close until around halftime. We got a try taken off us just after the break that could have swung momentum, but wasn't to be. But I bet the team is going to really try to bounce back from that against a quality Cowboys side. You never know what you're going to get from this Cowboys team. They are very boom or bust. They look to score plenty of points every single game, but they are prone to give up plenty as well. They have some players that definitely struggle in defense, but they have some superstars with the ball in hand. So you definitely have to be on your game against this Cowboys team. You can't take them lightly. They will definitely score plenty of points if you're not on your game. Up and get them into the grind, they can fall apart towards the end of it. So I definitely think we should be in the mix. I'll go into where on this Cowboy side I think we should be targeting and how we should be getting after him. I think the prime spot to get after him is in at their back rowers, particularly Jeremiah Nana, who's defending next to Jake Clifford. couple of younger players, definitely not known for their defense, pretty solid with the ball in hand, but defensively they can definitely struggle. They're playing on the right side for this Cowboy side, so we should be able to get Viliami Kikau in pretty good position going at them. And then Valentine Holmes in the left center position going up against Stephen Crichton. I do like that matchup. I think that should be a pretty good one. Val Holmes, very good with the ball in hand, but can struggle defensively as he has so far in 2024. So I do like the matchup of Stephen Crichton going at Val Holmes. In this one, we have a couple changes with suspension and HIA. We have Bronson Cherry out. Stephen Crichton has returned to the side, so he'll jump back onto his center spot, and Jacob Corraz fills in the centers once again. Not sure which side they'll play. I expect Stephen Crichton to play on the right side to keep that that combination going into the finals, and Jacob Corraz to jump into the left center spot to fill in for Bronson Cherry while he's out. Gerald Skelton hold on to the right wing spot, and Josh Odekar on the left. That's how I see it coming together. But we'll have to wait till kickoff to see what they do. And we also have Drew Hutchison at 5'8" for the for Matt Burton, who's been ruled out with HIA. Should be good to go for week 1 of the finals, though. So just the 1 week for Drew Hutchison in the side. The way that I'd like to see these two go together, we've seen the past few weeks Matt Burton and Toby Sexton linking up on both sides of the field. I'm hoping that Drew Hutchison can play as the first receiver to get Toby Sexton good ball out wide on both sides of the field. Toby Sexton a bit more athletic, a bit better on his feet, and has been in very good form the past few weeks. So hopefully Drew Hutchison can sort of just give Toby Sexton some pretty good service to get the attack going. I expect Toby Sexton to take control of the team across the park, coming out of our own end and control the kicking game. And when we get into the attacking areas, Drew Hutchison to sort of guide the team around the park, but main priority to give Toby Sexton quality service and give him good positions with the ball in hand. So I think Toby Sexton's a good chance to get both edges going. We should see his short kicking game on both sides of the field. We've seen it work with Bronson Cherry and Josh Adekar on the left side, and then he's very dominant going down that right edge as well. So I think this could be a good game from Toby Sexton. He will be my Just Bulldogs spotlight player of the game. He will have to take up a lot of the attacking duties with Matt Burton out of the side. Drew Hutchison, we've seen earlier in the year, he has some skill with the ball in hand. He can break the line, just doesn't quite have the speed to run away when he does get through. So hopefully he can just give Toby Sexton some pretty good service to let him do his thing. So yeah, they're my main two players that I'll be looking to really get our attack going. Toby Sexton on both sides of the ruck, and then Viliami Kikau getting at Jake Clifford and Jeremiah Nenai on that left side of the field for our attack. Jacob Preston had an incredible game last week. He's got a pretty tough matchup against Tom Dearden, defending Tom Dearden and running at Tom Dearden. Very good defender he is, and then he's very good with the ball in hand as well. So Jacob Preston's definitely gonna have to be on his game. Last time we versus the Cowboys, Dearden did some pretty good damage against us. So hopefully Jacob Preston can really turn up in this one. He had a very good game against the Manly Sea Eagles, got the Just Bulldogs player of the match. So congratulations to him there. But yeah, definitely need him to really turn it up this week and try to limit Tom Dearden as much as possible. But yeah, they're definitely the spots on the field I'll be looking to target. One other player in this Cowboys side that can definitely do some damage is Scott Drinkwater at fullback. Very good on his feet. Not the biggest body, but very shifty, very quick. So got to get numbers around him when he has the ball in hand. He's one that I'd like to see Viliami Kikau and Jacob Preston really target as well. Jacob Preston's going to have his hands full with Dearden and Drinkwater linking up. But if Viliami Kikau can get a shot on Drinkwater early, I definitely think that can cause him to have a bit of a quiet game if you can get on top of him in the early part of the game. So definitely the play that I want to slow down are Scott Drinkwater and Tom Dearden. Their outside backs that would be looking to slow down as well are Val Holmes and Murray Talangi when they have the ball. Otherwise, they're players that I'd like to target when we have the ball as well. So another tough game for our middle. Some pretty big front rollers for this Cowboy side. Jason Tamalolo and Jordan McLean starting up front, and then Sam McIntyre and Thomas McKaylee are pretty big coming off the bench. So we're going to be in for a pretty big battle there with our smaller mobile pack. So hopefully we can get the upper hand. We have a pretty good rotation going now with players coming back from injury. Max King and Sammy Hughes starting up front, and Josh Curran, Curtis Morin, and Harry Hayes rotating. I do like them as they are fully fit. They should be coming into some pretty good form after a pretty poor game last week, getting rolled through by the Manly Sea Eagles. I definitely think they'll be looking to bounce back. So should be in for a good one. I think we will come away with a win. I don't think it's going to be a blowout in any way. I think we'll win a bit of a close one with maybe a score or two late to sort of just stretch it out. But I think it'll be a relatively low scorer for the first half. Maybe halftime around the 12 points to 10, a couple tries each. And then second half, we'll sort of grind it out for about 20 minutes before we hopefully put a couple tries on to finish it. So my score prediction for this one will be 22 points to 18. And yeah, hopefully we can come away with a win and lock in that 5th position on the ladder. But I appreciate everyone for listening. Once again, make sure to check out All Things Bulldogs on YouTube and Spotify. They've got the Facebook group going as well, All Things Bulldogs. Appreciate for them having me on. But also make sure to check out all Just Bulldogs socials at JustBulldogs _ on Instagram and Twitter. And then the Just Bulldogs YouTube. And you can get the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcast or wherever you get your podcasts if you're watching this on YouTube. But appreciate everyone for listening, and I'll catch us next time. Bye.